afraid I'm not going to be as funny as Murdo. I've gone for a little bit more of a serious speech. Sorry, you know. As he said, it's a fine line to draw. You don't really know what your audience is going to be like. It's an honour to be here. I have to say thank you very much, Steph, for asking me to do this. And it's actually an honour just to even be here, because traditionally, of course, it's usually just men that do the Burn Supper. So thanks, guys. Thanks very much. And thanks to all the other ladies who are here. How appropriate as well, I have to say that we're in the Old Alliance to celebrate Burns here, the friendship between the French and the Scots, one of the oldest in the world. And obviously it continues strongly to this day. Burns himself was an admirer of the French, his poetry influenced by the French Revolution, of course. The relationship between the French and the Scots has perhaps fared better than the one between men and women. Murdo's told us tonight some funny stories. I think, was it Mary and I've forgotten the name of the guy, Harry? Yeah, you know, poor guy, but that's what happens when men try to get one over women. So
we get you in the long run.
Oh, fair to, yeah, I can't really do that. I'm actually lucky enough to be a newlywed. I married the lovely Jo, who's here this evening, a lovely Scottish man. Whilst I was doing the wedding planning, obviously I did begin to think about, you know, being in a relationship and the meaning of love and being with another person and the big commitment. And I know that a lot of you men out there are afraid to make the leap, afraid to make that big commitment of marriage. You know, there's three things in marriage, there's three rings in marriage, I should say. The engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the suffering. I have to look forward to. Or maybe Jo probably has more to look forward to that than I do. You men may not all be great believers in the institution of marriage. I'm led to believe. When I was asking people about this speech, I got quite a lot of negative responses from men about marriage. But I have to remind you what Burns had to say on this topic. She asked why wedding rings are made of gold. I ventured this to instruct her. Why, madam, love and lightning are the same. On earth they glance, from heaven they came. Love is the soul's electric flame, and gold's its best conductor. Doesn't he put it so well? Say what you will about Burns, and a lot's been said this evening, he was a huge champion of women. He adored them. Some would say adoring too many at one time.
Never.
Adore him he did though, and with poem after poem dedicated to us lassies. You know, all of them, pretty much. In fact, he could be seen as a shining example of what men can indeed achieve, that some men can multitask, with an impressive record of, I think it's 12 children by 4 women in 13 years. Burns certainly achieved more proliferation than most men can boast in a lifetime. Listen, he only lived for 37 years. Can you imagine? Well, can you imagine if he'd lived any longer?
We'd all be related.
It's true, we would all be related, that's true. So, for all this joking aside, Burns was a truly wonderful and inspiring poet, Scotland's national hero, no less. Had we never loved so kindly, had we never loved so blindly, never met or never parted, had ne'er be broken-hearted. So, lassies of the room, please be on your feet. I invite you to stand, and raise your glasses. Raise your glasses to those gentlemen in the room with whom we would never be broken-hearted, but without whom we would also never be loved so kindly. To the laddies.